Ooh, shit. Oh, stuck. God, there's no good lighting in this thing. What the fuck? Gee, fuck it. My God, never mind. Most of you should know already when I talk about TV shows and what I think about them. Uh, there's going to be some spoilers. In fact, there's going to be spoilers right off the gate, and just that's a huge spoiler warning right there. If you have not seen The Flash season 3 episodes 1 through 9, you have been warned. Let's jump into it. So, the premise at the end of season 2 of The Flash, Barry goes back in time and he creates Flashpoint. Now, for those of you that don't know, Flashpoint is a real thing from the comic books, but the TV show Flashpoint and the comic book Flashpoints are oh, Jesus Christ. Two totally different things, right? So the comic book Flashpoint, in the nutshell, in the smallest nutshell that I can contain it in, the Flash goes back, Barry goes back and saves his mom, Nora Allen, and that one small event, seemingly harmless, it's just a kid who wants his mom back. Well, now Wonder Woman and Aquaman are at war. Superman, when he crash landed onto Earth, he wasn't taken in by my Ma and Pa Kent. He was taken in by the government, and they keep him under red sun radiation for decades. Batman is Thomas Wayne because Bruce Wayne is killed instead of Thomas and Martha Wayne, and also Martha becomes the Joker. All just so Barry can have his mom back. I believe that. I believe a scenario like that is really possible. If you can go back and change time in such a small way like that, then I think truly it makes you question, like, what's so important about Nora Allen? Is it like something she does? Is it something that like she talks to that convinces somebody of something? Or maybe it makes you like question, what significance does Nora Allen play in the universe? So stuff like that. So obviously the TV show Flashpoint is so different compared to the comic book Flashpoint, but let me explain to you what's going on basically with the TV show. I'm very surprised that that they only did it for the first episode. I thought they were going to drag it out for like 3 episodes and have them like figure out slowly that it's going to be. He needs to go back is what he needs to figure out. That like Flashpoint, eventually he's not going to be able to change it. There are shitty things in Flashpoint, and eventually he's going to not remember that he's the Flash. Even though, if you ask me, that's a little bit bullshit, because when you think about it, if he runs, when we run as people, don't we run as like fast as we can? Doesn't Barry accidentally, like, wouldn't he eventually just run as fast as he can and then realize like, oh shit, I'm lightning fucking fast, or have some like reflex moment? But anyway, that's nitpicking. So he needs to go back, and they address that in the first episode. In fact, the end of the first episode, he has Eobard Thawne go back and kill his mom. But then Eobard explains to him that no matter what you do, the timeline that you now made will never be the same because of you changed Flashpoint Forever. Now, instead of restoring the timeline, you made another timeline. That's true. That's a good point, and I like that. I'm not saying I know. I'm just saying I like that. There's something missing. There's like a missing element with something that Barry did that doesn't exactly recreate the nights of or the night of his mom's murder, stuff like that, you know. Enter the new timeline. The new timeline is what we're gonna call the events of season 3. I have my little notepad here, and I just want to talk about that. The first thing was Flashpoint. That's a very obvious thing we have to talk about. So what happens now? What's new about the new timeline that's never going to be changed? So right off the gate, we find out that Joe and Iris don't talk. Cisco and his brother Dante were very close, even though they weren't really close at all in season 1 or 2. I think it was Earth 2, his brother. But Cisco and his brother are very close in the new timeline. And then he was killed in a car accident. And then Caitlin, Earth 1 Caitlin, our Caitlin, is Killer Frost. She has powers now, and the more she uses her Killer Frost powers, the more her Killer Frost personality and her brain comes out. So she has to like limit her powers, and the more she uses them, the more evil she becomes, in a nutshell. In episode 2, Barry comes clean. He like, everyone thinks he's acting strange. Like, he finds it strange that nobody knows, or that he knows nothing about what's going on with anything. Like, he finds out all of a sudden he has a new partner named Julian Albert. Julian Albert, played by what the hell's his name? I forgot. Shit, Malfoy. What the hell's his name? God damn it. Tom Felton. I heard that name over and over even before I watched or before I started recording this. But he has a new partner, and like he knows nothing about what's going on. He's questioning everything that's around him, which supposedly is obvious. But like, so he comes clean and tells everybody, look, I ran back in time. The night that Zoom killed my dad, or the day after Zoom killed my dad, I went back, I saved my mom, and then I found out that that timeline is shitty, and I needed to restore the timeline. But instead of restoring it, I made another timeline, and that's why Cisco's brother is killed. That's why you have, well, he doesn't know that Killer Frost has her powers, but that's why, it's still why that she has her powers. It's why Joe and Iris aren't talking to each other. Stuff like that. I'm out of breath. Holy shit. Now, one huge negative that I don't like, I absolutely hate this about Season 3 so far, is how droned on and exaggerated and emphasized Cisco's hatred for Barry is in this season. And the reason why is because Barry went back and saved his mom, but Cisco's argument is, look, so you get mad at me if I want to save my brother, and I want, or I'm sorry, you get mad at me if I want you to go back in time to save my brother, but you tell me no, but you think it's okay that you can go back and save your mom. And Barry's just every time his response is, I realized my mistake. I can't go back and save my mom, and I'm sorry, and I made a mistake, but there's nothing I can do. I don't know what these effects on time, or they can have on time. I don't know what they can do. I just want my brother back. You son of a bitch. I just want my brother back. And if you can't do that, fuck you. It was so played out, and I got, especially when it got to the Fortnite crossover, it was so cheesy. It was so just so drawn out at that point, and I hated it. It was, dude, it's like, get over it. I know it sucks. He killed your brother, but get over it, man. He's your best freaking friend, and you find out he made one mistake. Yeah, it cost you your brother, but dude, do you even remember it? As far as you know, it's just a car crash that killed your brother. That's the way I look at it anyway, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an asshole, whatever. But I just, as far as the series go, especially like in the episode 8, because of Cisco's like forced hatred for Barry in this season, it kind of subsequently forced the cheesy acting from everybody on episode 8 when there's like this subplot of the Fortnite crossover is that everyone's hating on Barry because he created Flashpoint and then he altered things for everybody else. That's obvious. But then, like, when you know, like, Oliver's trying to force Barry and Cisco to, you know, be friends or whatever, or, like, trying to force Barry to be the team leader because it's his mission, people, you know, Cisco, well, you know, I think Oliver's a little bit more qualified for this one than Barry. Humph. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, oh, my God, you gotta be fucking kidding me. See, bad story subsequently, eventually, leads to bad acting. And I'm not complaining about the acting. I'm complaining about the character motivation for hating on Barry. I did not like that. That Cisco just kept hating Barry because eventually they resolved it. And unless they have something for the back half of the season that we don't know yet, then it was kind of pointless. Don't you think? It was just a filler. It was just wasting time, wasting our time as viewers. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I hated it. Didn't like it. Was not a fan of it at all. End of story. Move on. Speaking of which, there's Vibe and Killer Frost coming this season. They have their suits confirmed, so Killer Frost is going to be coming back, even though they restrained her, and Vibe is going to be coming full blown season 3. I can't wait to see that. I've said it before in one of my reaction videos. I don't like it when there's like cheese acting, you know, the 70s. I don't like cheesy superheroes because we live in a modern age where superheroes, they're not like symbols like they were back in World War II where you're supposed to sock old Adolf Hitler in the jaw. They're kind of like, what would society be like if there were these perfect but still imperfect beings that could do things that we can't, and they mess up but we still look up to them? Well, that's kind of like the question that the message that they're trying to put out. What would happen? What would it be like if these people were real? That's why I don't like superheroes that are cheesy. I like it when they're real. They can be funny. Cheesy and funny do not mean the same thing. But I just hope that like when it comes to the acting part of it, I hope they don't force Carlos Valdez and Daniel Panabaker to be like cheese actors. You know what I mean? I don't want them to CW-fy the two characters, because they have a lot going for them. They have a lot of, like, you saw an intense battle between Killer Vibe and Killer Frost and Vibe. And I don't want cheesy. I'm gonna stop right there. That's good enough for that saying. One more thing before I talk about the main thing, and then I'm gonna stop the video. And it's another thing I didn't like. I know I'm being very negative, but I'm just gonna get my negatives out, because otherwise I think it's pretty good so far. I think Flash season 3, that's pretty good. Not as exciting as I thought it was gonna be compared to what Arrow season 5 has been, but I'll talk about that in another video. Wally, when he desperately wants his powers because he finds out that he was Kid Flash in Flashpoint, and after like finding out that Barry made the new timeline, eventually it comes around that Wally was a speedster and Jesse is a speedster because of the particle accelerated explosion in season 2. Wally is like trying so too hard. He's trying too hard to get his powers, and it's like it almost becomes annoying, but it's not annoying enough to piss me off. But then when he finally gets his powers, Joe goes into protective dad mode, and Iris goes into protective sister mode, and Barry goes into protective I'm a speedster, I know better than you because I'm the motherfucking Flash mode. And everyone is like ganging up on Wally. HR's training him and stuff. And it goes well, and then finally at the mid-season finale, he's the Kid Flash everybody's accepting. But even when he tried in episode 8, people were like, dude, are you fucking serious? What the hell are you doing? You know? They're already teeing up that he's faster than Barry Allen, which he is. But like already? Shit, like give it a couple episodes, man. Fuck. That's a little too soon, don't you think? I don't know, just like it's supposed to develop his speed. I don't know, I could be wrong though. Okay, and speaking of people faster than Barry, which brings me also to the end of like the negatives that I have. I'm sorry, there's one more negative, but this is like this is a serious thing. It's not a season 3 thing, but let me talk about it right now. The main villain of season 3 was first thought to be Alchemy, but it turns out it's Savitar. And Savitar, holy shit. Here's my problem. There's 3 seasons of the show so far. Season 1 villain was Reverse Flash. He is pretty fucking fast. Very fast. Faster than Flash fast. Season 2 was Zoom. Faster than Flash fast, but not faster than Reverse Flash fast. Shit. And now you have Savitar. And the color of his lightning, as far as I know, indicates that he's traveling either at light speed or faster than light speed. And he's had 2 instances where we see him, he's like traveling through the Speed Force or something, where he's almost like, he's basically teleporting. He's running so fucking fast that he's like teleporting through thin air, like some David Blaine, some David Copperfield shit. And he's like throwing around the Flash and throwing around Jay Garrick and shit. Now, I'll mind you, I'll humor the show when it comes to like how fucking fast Savitar is. I'll humor them, but don't you get tired a little bit of like the Flash being constantly showed up of speedsters that are faster than him? Don't you kind of get tired of it? Doesn't it kind of get boring or old, or like he opens the show every single episode with "I'm the fastest man alive"? It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. That's your title, but you're not even close. You've already had. So as far as I know, it's probably going to go Wally West faster than him. Then it goes Zoom. Then it goes Reverse Flash. Then it goes like a mile away fucking Savitar. That's my guess. You right there. You already have like 4 people that are faster than you. I get a little tired of Flash constantly being someone's constantly faster than the Flash. I get a little tired of it. But I don't know. Always, every single video, fucking always. Long story short, I just get tired of like every single speedster that's an enemy is always faster than the Flash. Even the rival who was only around for 2 episodes, maybe 3, but who he was supposedly faster than the Flash, and like somehow the Flash, the rival who had like no training whatsoever, somehow was faster than the Flash. And to me, that's kind of bullshit. That's where I draw the line. Is the speedster we don't know in the comics, because he's not like a real character. I don't think the rival is a real character in the comics. I think it's made for the story. Well, the rival / Edward Claris is Jay Garrick's enemy, but in this case he wasn't. And so with that being said, bullshit, he's faster than the Flash. Bullshit. But that's really it though, is just like those nitpicky things are kind of pushing it a little bit. I just wish that like finally the Flash was faster than somebody, but I guess that'll never happen. Especially for Savitar, I don't think he'll ever be faster than him. He's gonna have to keep that stone locked away somehow or something. That's really all I have to say for the Flash, though. Yeah, my notes are all done. Shit. I'm enjoying it so far, though. It's by far it's not a bad season. It's a very good season, but just kind of the same old things. Kind of just some forced character arcs, some kind of forced character motivations. Speech being faster than the Flash kind of bugs me just a little bit, though, which I can get over. But yeah, overall it's pretty good. It's a pretty good season so far. Season 10, or I'm season 10. Somehow I doubt they'll make it that far. No disrespect. I'm just saying somehow season 10 just sounds a little bit. What can you do from there? Like that's some Justice League shit right there. But anyway, episode 10. I have no idea what it's about. I stopped watching. By the way, if I were the viewer, if I was a fan, like a hardcore fan of the show, I'm sorry, if you are a hardcore fan of the show, just like me, I would stop watching the TV promos. I know it's tempting. I know it's tempting, but they give away too many spoilers in the episode. God, I remember watching Arrow season 3, and just all the spoilers were in the trailer. God, I remember seeing that shit. It was so annoying. Fuck, man. Anyway, yeah, I'm enjoying the season so far. That's all I have to say. Just wanted to get that. Now, I'm also going to do my Arrow season 5 thoughts so far, and then I'm going to try and do like a quick version of the Legends of Tomorrow season 2, because there's not much to talk about for Legends of Tomorrow. I'm going to try and do a quick version of that. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.